The Second Punic War was one of the wars fought against the Carthaginians in Rome in the 3rd century BC. It resulted in the Roman victory in 201 BC and a whole lot of dead bodies. Yeah, Rome was compensated in 10,000 talents of silver. That's a huge amount of silver. The denarius was introduced in 211 BC. It was still being minted in the latter period of the Roman Empire. It means containing 10 asses, but look at the obverse. The X denotes 10. So this must be an early denarius, and it is indeed from 150 BC. It has sort of a standardized design. There was already Roman coinage in place, but when it was introduced, it weighed about 4.5 grams, this one being somewhat lighter, and it became one of the most important pieces of the Roman Republic. In 141 BC, it was re-tariffed at 16 asses, and the X was reformed. The Bible refers to the denarius as 1 day's wage for a regular laborer. In Revelation, during the time of the end, 1 denarius would be almost worthless. There are many stories about this iconic piece, but its importance outlasted its replacement by the Antoninianus. The reason why I crammed so much history into this video is because of the period when this was minted. It's not yet another denarius from the empire. It's a Republican one, very close to the introduction of the coin. It's truly a denarius, which was worth 10 asses. Silver made fiscal responsibility easier, preventing overspending, but around Nero, the silver content was reduced by about 20%, and we can observe inflation, and it really did start a race to the bottom, which culminated in the ruin of the Roman Empire, amongst other factors. About the piece, it was a circulation piece, and this one has a darker tone which indicates some oxidation. On the obverse, we see the personification of Rome wearing a helmet. There's a denomination which we already talked about, and some of it shines when you rotate the piece. On the reverse, Luna, or Diana, and Galloping Beagle moving to the right. Diana Lucifera, or the god who brings the light, is a moon goddess. She is holding reins in her left hand and a whip in her right hand. She is the patroness of the moon, of wildlife, including animals and dogs, and her father is Jupiter. There is a money mark below the horses which reads Flavus, referring to Flavus, Decimius. The gens Decimia was a plebeian family. Part of Roma appears on this coin, and this was to indicate where it had been minted. There's a crescent moon to the right of Luna's or Diana's head to identify her as so. Gaius Decimius Flavus was a moneyer in 150 BC and was probably a grandson of Gaius Decimius Flavus, Praetor Urbanus, in 184. He probably minted this piece. His namesake was an ambassador to Crete in 171 BC. As Praetor Peregrinus in 169, he was sent to reconcile Antiochus IV and Ptolemy VI. He also visited Rhodes and reported favorably on their conduct to the Senate. There are many other family members, of course, but I'll stop now. This denarius is of utmost importance. due to rarity and age. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Denarius are magic. Vale.